Okay, so the next car is the BMW e92 M3, which I think is funny that GT now, with a recent update, this update as well as the previous one, I noticed it, is that some cars, like this one, has the customizable gearbox. All cars have them, but not most cars. If you change the gearbox, so you have your own preference of gearing for the track or the type of racing you do, they get like you can just switch gears, especially if you drive on a wheel with a clutch and a stick. You can just flick it into the next one and you're into gear. You can only use the clutch when you run the stock transmission, but with cars like this you can change the transmission and you can keep the clutch. Problem with GT still, if you're really wheel spinning, it's really hard to do, to change gears basically. This thing feels really, I don't know, not everyone likes it. One of my mates was just like, how can you drift this thing? But I really like it for some reason. What the hell? That's a first. Go to third gear with a clutch kick. Let it kick out. Steer your way through the corner with the pedal, not with the wheel. Oh, a little bit wide. Keep it. Take a bit of handbrake. There we go. So yeah, from the... Come on, bird. It's making noises in the background. So for the new update, basically these two cars are my favorites. I was trying to get the Tesla to drift, but because that has no gearing, it just, as soon as you put your foot down with all the torque, it just spins them up to max speed, which makes the car super slippery and hard to drift. It's doable though. We had some American cars and we had some few million cars like Ferraris and stuff, but people that kind of know me know I'm not into those cars. So I'm not spending the money for those. I'd rather buy two of these. It's a bit too new a car for me, but I learned to appreciate it through Assetto Corsa. There's a drift version and it's really good driftable, so it came in this game and I was like, okay, we can make that drift for sure. And I kind of like the adjustable gearbox with the manual clutch, because also the shifting in this car is very good. Some cars really don't allow you to do a quick gear change. You really need to be off the throttle and slowly get it into gear, but this bam, next one. It just lets it. That was too fast. On the steer. That's the only thing this car suffers on. Sometimes there's one set on the steer and grip up. But as long as you get the ass out and you keep it, place it wherever you want. Alright. I'm gonna show you guys the tunes now for this car and the Fuguzi that I've been using. I was getting some feedback on a few previous videos where I shared my tunes that people really appreciated. They were running terrible tunes or could not figure out how to handle the car, and they tried this tune, and well, it worked for them, and I'm happy for that, because my tunes are not the best or the most perfect, but if it works for you, then I'm happy to help. That's also one of the reasons I do this YouTube channel, just to help people out and have fun while doing it. Also, the feedback on the videos is really appreciated. Really means a lot that just people are helped by it, or even if you have some, is it the pit lane? Even if you have some feedback or criticism or whatever, what I should or could do better, please. We can only learn from it, so I'll appreciate any type of feedback. So let's go for a quick outside view of this car. Ooh, that was a nice one. No! Ah, I dropped out of gear. Oh. Tap, tap. Alright. You are on the replay angle, because the car looks good while drifting. I think this is the first time I'm not using my own livery, but just grabbed this online because I like the BMW striping on it. So whoever made this, thanks. I will do my own version eventually, but didn't feel like running with a stock car or really changing this. I don't know why it does that. I've not seen it with any other car. Props for GT for fixing the clutch a bit. It's a lot better. It's not as much an on and off button. It's more slipping now. The new cars, I mean, actually look good now. Drifting. Looks solid. Maybe the steering angle can be a bit more on the looks of the steering wheel, but it feels smooth and it handles smooth. So if you haven't been on GT for a while, I really recommend you check out the new update and check out these new cars, because I don't know, I think they're really amazing. And also for the drifters, these two cars are just very good fun to drive and to drift. So hopefully GT in the future will acknowledge us as a community that the drifting part is very big, and we want more of that. Like the online drift lobby, so you can set points on doing laps. Way more fun, gives you something to battle for, because lap times are not always the most interesting things for people like us. A bit shallow, still looks good. Alright, so we got off to the tunes. One last time? Yeah, one last time. Nice, that thing looks solid. Alrighty. So here we are at the tune screen. I have it maxed out on power and maximum weight out of it, because it's, for some reason it still feels a bit sluggish, but it's because it's so heavy, so I'll take everything out. Of course it's on a drift tune. Traction control out, sports hard tires. Why? Because I think these tires have at least a little bit power or potential to push your car forwards. Because with the comfort, like hard, sometimes comfort's soft, but it depends on the car. But they're just too slippery for me. You cannot aim your car and then nail the throttle and go where you want to go. For my feeling with the comfort hard, you just basically, you can turn your car 360 degrees. Doesn't matter which side, you just keep going the way you were going. So if you drive forwards and you throw the car in sidewards, you would still keep going the way you were going. And it's very hard to control the car. Also, drifting through the corner with 10 or 20 kilometers an hour is, for me, is not drifting. There needs to be some speed involved. The ride height, fully slam it, because the car needs to look good first and then make it handle well. That's my my thing on GT, my approach. Stiffen it up a bit, 1.95 at the front and rear. The roll bars are 5 at the front, 6 in the rear. The damping 61, 62, 91, 92. Then the camber is 2.3 at the front, 1.2 at the rear, and the toe angle is all the way out. I've explained this theory why I do it. In short, if you look at the car in the top, toe out means that your tires from above looking point outwards a bit, and if you're drifting, most power, most of the load is placed on the outer wheels. So if you're able to, because from standard you're steering outwards a bit, if you're at max angle, that wheel will be further, and since there's a lot of pressure on those outside wheels, it really helps with you getting some extra angle or catching the car when you're over rotating even. As some cars even can handle the reverse entries, just steer throw the wheel opposite direction and just lock it, stay off the throttle, and it will pull itself back, or even sometimes on the throttle. It's ridiculous. I have the diff just completely locked on 60. I did it with a bit less, but I don't know, it wanted to understeer a bit more, so this way the rear end is a bit more tail happy. Also, the toe in on the rear is on 0.40. That might be even a lower number in the future, but like I said, this tune is not final, but I think this is good to work with. And the manual transmission, that's also a thing. Normally it says manual transmission, and then it said fully customizable non-synchronized gearbox or whatever transmission, and now it's fully customized manual transmission. So there's a difference now, and some cars have it, some cars don't have it. So you can now adjust the gearing. What I usually do, this is in kilometers, and I put the third gear on 160, which means in this case, in most cases, it's like a quarter, so half of half. So if you're working with miles, that's why you need to put your thing. And that's pretty much it for this car. Give it a try, give it a go, and if you have any thoughts on it, if you like it, if you don't like it, doesn't matter. Please leave it in the comments below and let me know what you think of it. And maybe if you find a better thing, like hey, stiffen up the suspension a bit more, or raise the rear, or just something, I don't know. Let me know, let other people know in the comments, and let's get a perfect tune going. So next car, the Fuguzi.